Hi. this, this is funny. So, no, I'm not working on a wolf eye. I can't answer a question like this. You're right there. I didn't expect you to come in. Okay, let's see. Let's be professional. Uh, hidden place. No, I'm not working on the wolf eye. Working on the a woman eyes, spirit girl's eyes, and she has a very determined face uh, in this panel because there is trouble afoot. So she is going to try to solve this problem. Make sure the cameras. This is a double page spread, so so you see it's 2 pages that I've got taped together like this. So the camera can't see everything, so I gotta check the camera reference all the time. All right. So for drawing the eyes, the trick that I learned is to always imagine the eyeball, because then you know how the eyelid fits over it. So this is the eyeball here. And when you're drawing like a mean or fierce expression, you gotta draw extra lines for the furrows on the eyebrow. Furrows? Is that the right word? Furrows? I don't know what the right word is. And I've been looking at a lot of like master comic artists, and how they draw eyes. And I noticed even though the eye is not the exact same on both sides, it's okay as long as the expression is the same. That's what I'm getting out of that. So because I know the eyeball is here, I know to draw the fold in the eyelid there. And even if the character is clothed, I still draw the figure underneath the clothing every time, because then it tells you where to draw the folds. In the clothing. Okay. So I'm actually going to I'm going to draw my lines, my panel borders, to know where I'm at. So if there's somebody else watching right now, the reason I was laughing is because hidden place is not in a hidden place. She's right over there. Or how do I do that? Right over there. So I just roughed in my panel borders before for expediency. Oh wait, Oh, that's pretty good. Hopefully, I've never done a double page spread before, so hopefully it comes out okay to measure from end to end. But even if it's not perfect, I still wanted to do a double page spread for the first time to challenge myself. So and so this is like kind of a key moment in the story. So that's why we do a double page. So far it's been a very kind of sedate layout, but when the poop hits the fan, so to speak, you express the raising of the stakes not just by the drawings in the panels, but the panels themselves. There. There's no panel break here. I didn't think of that. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Check the reference again. So there's going to be a word balloon here, and or a thought balloon, and I think here we'll have kind of a lighting effect. So what we'll do here, add some realism to the eyes because they're in a close-up. Big Sip, hey dude, I'm drawing at the moment too. Awesome. I draw mine on A4. The open paper spaces scare me. You know, so you must be, are you in the UK? Because I think the UK uses those letter number designations for the paper, and I think A4 means 8.5 by 11. Here in Canada, we use the inches to measure the paper. So what are you drawing, Mr. Big Sip? Mr. or Mrs. Big Sip? So Mr. Big Sip's in England. Wow. Must be late night over there in England. Good job staying up to draw. Okay. And so my next panel. This is my first double page spread. So I'm not nervous, But it's more like I'm curious about what is it that I'm gonna get wrong. Oh yeah, this is the playlist where the guy talks and complains about stuff. Yeah, I'm more like curious. Okay, what is it that I'm gonna get wrong? What is it I'm not gonna think about? Right? Because you have to like plan ahead your spread. Now I think this is going to be the centerfold if I've planned it correctly. Right? Pages 10 and 11 should be the centerfold of my book, but I don't know, it may not be. I may have miscalculated, you know, stuff like that. You never know what you've missed. This panel's Mr. Big Six. I'm drawing my comic panel that I've drawn 5 times already this week. You know, I've had some issues like that for sure. You know, when I encounter that kind of problem, I just go draw another panel. And then I leave my messed up lines or whatever. I leave them down, and then when I look the next day, I find I can see better what I got wrong. This panel is just abstract because it's meant to express like spirit girls, like animals, animal mimicry, psychic powers. And she tries to mimic the wolves, but it feeds back and it's terrible for her. It's 12:24 a.m. Well, good morning. Fresh eyes in it. I'm not gonna try to do the accent. I'm terrible with accent. If I try to do an English accent, it'll probably come out, I don't know, Japanese or something. I'm really bad with accents. The only one I can do is French Canadian because I'm French Canadian. So what's your comic about? Like Big Sip. I think you said it was like a crime story. Hopefully it's not too loud. I have a reference here. Let's see. Image. Gathered all these references while I was doing the layouts so that I wouldn't have to be digging for references when I had to pencil it in. There. guys can see what my references to. Okay, Big Zip. Set in the future, where everywhere is pretty much multicultural. My main character works in the police to locate criminals and then deletes them at night. Oh boy. It's got shades of you guys' agitation of late, doesn't it? I don't know, multiculturalism? England, as soon as I hear that, that's what I think. I hope you're keeping safe. I don't know where in your area there's some problems there, but hopefully you're safe and your family's safe. All right, let's see. Got the rib cage. Big Zip, oh man, it's crazy. I'm staying out of that. Yeah, I would imagine. That's a good move. It's I haven't been following it closely, but I know that there's some pretty insane stuff going on there. So this is the main panel that benefits from the double page spread here. Goes across the seam. Having a hard time finding the center line here. Alright, James from Alpha Red Comic. Everybody's here tonight. What's up, Ulysses? What is up is I am drawing pages 10 and 11. My first double page spread ever of Spirit Girl number 2. What's up with you? Hope you had a good day. Hope the rest of it's gonna be great too. I got those pencils roughed in. It's going okay, it's going okay. The way that I did it, James, was I used the Strathmore pre-line paper, and then I took the trim line that's in the center. I cut off the trims, right? Cut off the trims, and then I taped them together from the back. I don't know if that's the right way to do it or what, but it is the way that I did it. Alpha Red Comic. I still don't do double page spreads. I don't trust the printers. Yeah, it's something I thought. The thing is, I'm going to print it at home, and I'm pretty sure I planned it right that this is actually going to be the centerfold. So I'm hoping it works out. I figure since I'm starting out, I may as well, this is my opportunity to kind of screw everything up and just and then learn from these things, learn from these errors, from these experiments, and then in the future I'll know what happens when you do certain things. That's my idea anyway. Alright, let's switch up my references. While I was prepping my layouts, my red pencils, I did gather a whole bunch of references that I knew I'd need to use when I do my pencils, because I'm still working off of references. Still a beginner. I imagine I'll be working off of references for a long time, but I'm learning to pick and choose different parts of references and kind of assemble my composition that I want, like a puzzle. So it's all coming with time. Today was a really nice sunny day. We're about to enter into a little holiday here in Canada called Labor Day. I don't know if you guys have that in America or the UK. But yeah, Labor Day weekend. So it's looking to be like kind of the last push of summer. So it's gonna be I'm gonna have a Monday off. So that will be nice. Be able to do some more drawing. Big sip, have a lion. I feel like we're getting a crash course on UK type expressions. Have a lion, I would guess that means have a rest, like a rest day. As in you're lying in bed. That's what I imagine that expression means. References drive you crazy, eh? This guy is wearing a fur trapper hat with the ear flap down because it's late at night and it's cold. Okay. Oh, you know what? I can just fold this. I'm gonna give him just one eye open because he's aiming with his good eye. So he's a left-handed shooter. And Mrs. Big Sip, I suggest you check out Alpha Red Comic in the chat. Check out his live streams. He live streams on Sundays, and he's a really good artist. He's got a full comic out already that he's promoting. I read the first issue, it's pretty interesting. I haven't read the other chapters yet, but this Sunday he's going to be drawing Batgirl, and I've been campaigning that for him to draw Cassandra Cain Batgirl because I think she's the coolest Batgirl. So we'll see if he heeds my wisdom. I'm going to haven't decided how I want to draw muzzle fire yet. So I'm probably going to go into my comic collection and choose my favorite explosions. Maybe check out Keith Giffen, Steve Dillon, Mike Zeck, you know, guys like that. Okay. Alpha Red. Barbara Gordon has 3 votes. Cassandra Kane 1. But I can always call an audible. I don't know what that means. Call an audible. That. But I mean, if people are asking for Barbara Gordon, she is the most popular. I know. She's also, and she's a good character. But for me, Barbara Gordon is Oracle. I thought it was very cool what they did to that character, and I thought she had a very cool kind of niche, you know. The kind of like the communications info, like intelligence of the whole Batman world. I thought that was so cool. Now I can't do the cross hatching like James does. He's got that Jim Lee style cross hatching down, but I never studied that style, so I just kind of go by feel. Okay, that's a pretty hefty hunting rifle. Well, I'm gonna leave it. It looks German or something. Alright, that's good. We'll go clean that up. I can change my mind, draw whatever I want. You sure can, James. It's your show and you'll cry if you want to. Okay. Time is it? Almost 5. Let's go for another few minutes. See if we can rough in another panel. At least draw my panel borders so that when I get back to this in the morning, it'll be ready. I've been watching a lot of Star Trek lately. Gotten quite immersed into the Star Trek universe. Watching all the Next Generation episodes that I haven't watched recently and that I don't necessarily remember. And watching all the old movies again. um, like the original cast movies, and I like them. Some of them I think I hadn't seen before. But my favorite still remains Deep Space Nine. But I really liked Star Trek 6. Man, they ended that movie franchise really well. Okay. Is this a full panel here? Yeah, okay. I'm breaking the left hand stacked panel rule. You're not supposed to stack two panels like that. But I've got a special solution that I've seen in some older comics that used to do that, and European comics and manga. I don't know why American comics now have this rule, because there's a very, very simple solution. The concern is that when you have panel on top here, panel stacked like this, and then one here, the concern is that people won't know how to read this way, this way, this way, or this way, this way, this way. But there's a simple solution I've seen in some old comics. It goes like this. Friggin' arrow. Just draw an arrow. A big, huge arrow. If somebody can't figure it out, then he needs to go back to school. Big Zip. I didn't know there were rules. Well, good for you. But aren't really like rules, but there are guiding principles. Now here, when it comes to the double page spread, is one thing I don't know about. I got a gutter in my spread. Should I make it 2 gutter wide or single gutter and put the, I don't know. So I'll figure it out as I go. I want to show you something, Mr. Big Sip, Mr. or Mrs. Big Sip. This book called Making Comics, but there's one before this I don't have handy. Same writer, Scott McCloud, called Understanding Comics. That one and this one together, if you get them, it'll blow your mind. For real. It'll blow your mind. It's amazing. So, read those two. It's not about the rules of comics necessarily. It's about how is it? Like the physics of comics. Alpha Red. I've seen artists use smaller gutters to group the consecutive panels, and a larger gutter between panels that come after the clustered panels. Yeah. That makes sense. To, like, design-wise, to separate the two concepts. Thing is because my staples are going to be here, I'm wondering if I should make my center here standard gutter size or wider, so that, I don't know, I think I'll make it standard gutter size. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna finish my lines here and go to supper. Hidden place, amazing reference, photo, unique pose, plus the view of the skeleton is so useful. It was the only reference I could find that had that very specific pose of like being knocked back and holding your head in pain. So that worked. That worked. Big Zip, I'll look into them. I didn't know they had books for stuff like that. My bad. Well, it's not your bad for not knowing a thing. That's just normal. But yeah, they're good books. Scott McCloud, incredible books. Okay, where's my measurement here? I think I'll go here. Oh. 3 1/4. 3 1/4. Should do. Sometimes I measure these and I have to, for some reason, I get the measurement wrong and I make crooked lines and I gotta do it like 3 times. But I got it right the first time. I've also been designing logos and brochures and that sort of thing for a guy sort of partnering up, start a business with. So that's, I hadn't used my graphic design skills in that way for a while, so that's been nice. That's what I trained for in college, graphic design. Okay. I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna... Okay, hang on. I am using a reference from women's pole vaulting to get the athletic pose. That's perfect. I think some of those photo references could help you with the girl being knocked back. Excellent. Excellent. That's a really good idea. See? That's what happens when you know what you're doing, right? Alright, I'm going to supper. Thanks everybody for the company. I really appreciate you guys. It's so cool. Have a great day. And, you know, I'll see you in the next one.